In this video, we write a C program to find average of two numbers using functions with no arguments and no return value. Now we take two functions, main function and average function. Average function takes two numbers and it finds average of those two numbers. Now in the main function, I will call average function average. Now it is not taking any arguments. That means there is no need to pass arguments in the average function. Average. Just I will write average function average. It is not taking any arguments. And the next, what is the next point here? It is not taking any arguments, no arguments, and no return value. That means we are not passing any arguments in the main function. Then coming to the function definition, what must be the return type here? It is not returning any value. That means we need to specify void as its return type. Void average means the average function is not going to return any value. Now as it is not taking any arguments, then we need to declare the two variables here, integer a, b, and also I am taking another variable avz. Whenever we are performing division operation, then there may be chances that we may get a floating point value. That's why we declare average variable as float variable, and then varied values, printf, enter two numbers, scanf, ampersand a comma ampersand b, and then we calculate average value. Average is equal to, we will convert one of these values into float type, or we can write it as a plus b divided by 2.0. I will convert 2 into floating point value. This will become implicit type conversion. Otherwise we will not get the exact floating point values. As this function is not returning any values, we print average value in this function itself. Printf average value is equal to percentage f avz. Now this is the function definition. Then what we need to write? We need to write a function prototype. What is function prototype here? We need to write function prototype for average function. What is its return type? Void, and the function name is average, and it is not taking any arguments. So in this fashion we need to write the average function with no arguments and no return value. Now we will run this program. It is asking for two numbers. Let us say I am giving 10 space 3 13. 13 divided by 2, we get value 6.50. Now what we have done here, the main function we have called average function. We have called average function with no arguments. We didn't send any arguments. Now the control comes to this particular average function. As we have not passed any arguments, then we need to declare the arguments here itself into a comma b, and then we are finding out average, and this function is not returning any value also. That's why we have specified void as the return type. Void indicates that the function doesn't return any value. In the average function itself, we have calculated average and we have printed average value. Now coming to the function prototype, in the function prototype also we are specifying details about average function. We are specifying to the compiler that void is the return type, average is the function name, and it is not taking any arguments. Now we will briefly see what we have done here. We have main function and we have average function. We have called average function, but we didn't send any arguments. In the average function, we have taken two variables and then we have calculated their average value. As it is not sending any arguments to the main function, we have printed average value in the average function itself. We have printed average value in the average function itself. In this fashion, we can write a program to demonstrate functions with no arguments and no return value.